Hello, everyone. Welcome to our weekend analysis this evening. Hope you had a wonderful weekend and you are all ready for this week's trading. That's all I can say. I hope you're all ready and ready to kill these markets and make some money. So, before we even get any further into your analysis this evening, don't forget, or rather, we have a new promotion. If you already know Discord, you probably already know about this promotion. We started on Thursday. We have the Sunset 40, where you get 40% off all instant funded accounts. And this is ending in 6 days at 10 a.m. CET. So don't forget to use a coupon code, which gives you 40% off, which is almost 50% off. So make sure you use the coupon code Sunset40 before the 16th of August. So without further ado, let us now jump into analysis for this evening. So last week, or was it last week? Let's see here. Right. So we came from off the top here, which was around the 100 level, and we started pushing all the way down. 100 level is just like a golden number with the dollar index. So we started pushing all the way down, and yeah, we are currently like weakened with the dollar at this point in time. I wouldn't say this trend line is actually doing it, so I'd rather lean on this one, which made lower lows and higher lows. Yeah, lower highs rather, lower lows and lower highs. And it seems to have been broken here. We had a gap, we filled that gap, and we seem to be going up at this current moment in time. But usually, when this kind of thing happens where the low is not properly finished, like it seems here, it seems we might be coming all the way down here to finish the job. But with that job being finished, I do believe we might be coming all the way here down to 97600. So for next week, I do think there'll be further weakening of the dollar, and we could be see ourselves right here at 97600. So let's keep an eye watch on that, especially since the structure over here with the trend line isn't really working as much. So more downside movement is coming. This is no pullback at all. So the bearish trend on the dollar index is still pushing. So let us look at dollar yen. So with dollar yen, we have almost the same scenario as the dollar index. And here we are now in a consolidation. I hope it won't be a long consolidation. You know, the funny thing about consolidations, you only know you're in a consolidation when it actually happens. So that is the mystery of the consolidation. So at this point in time, the consolidation, we might be actually, this might be the top of the consolidation at this point in time. And we could be bouncing off here and then coming all the way down here to 146,500, then bouncing from off there and then coming back up. But overall, I also think that this will be pushing all the way down as well next week into this area. So let's keep an eye watching that. So I do think we might be coming down here at 145, rather 14600. That's an area I think we will be deeping down to. So for next week, let's watch that. But for now, we seem to be in a consolidation. Anything can happen in this consolidation, so let's keep an eye on that. But overall, if we do make a new low right below here, then the trend line can be drawn all the way from the top to the bottom there, and then that trend line can also be broken even before reaching 14600. And let's look at euro dollar. So euro dollar has been strong as well, the euro. And we seem to be aiming to come all the way up here. Same with the dollar index. That's why I say there's probably going to be further downside movement on the dollar index, where the dollar will weaken for the remaining of the week. So that is the same scenario with dollar index. Like here, we did not have that kind of low that we're looking for. And overall, if we do draw a trend line on this one, it isn't really doing much. Same with the dollar index, but we have not even made a new high over here. So I'm anticipating that this coming week we will be right above at least 1.1700 on the euro. I do believe this is where we're going to be coming up to. Then from there, we could be using this as our trend line from the bottom all the way to the top. So I believe we'll be seeing a move uh similar. What is that? Yeah. So I do believe we will be seeing a move like this for the coming week, and then probably coming all the way up slowly and making a new high like that. Then from there, that's when we might be breaking the trend line. So this is what I'm anticipating for this week. We come to 1.700, and from here, a decision may be made by the market whether to drop all the way down and break the trend line or shoot all the way up and come to 1.17600. Then let's look at CAD Swiss. So CAD Swiss has been more of a jumbo than anything else. We seem to be like in a longer term trend line that has been ongoing since June, and we've just been bouncing up, down, up, down. Right now we're up, so we might be coming down for this week, probably into this area before going all the way up. But there seems to be like a change in movement here right now. Cat Swiss is really a very confusing pair, I might say. So we have to be really careful with this one. Yeah. So for this coming week, I do believe that we could be coming down into these areas right here around 5.8 500. So let's keep an eye on that 5.8 500, and we could be bouncing off 5.8 500, then maybe we coming back up here to 5.8 900. So I think this is where we'll be ranging for. So we'll first touch 5.8 500, then bounce from there, then probably go to 5.8 900. So let's keep watch on that. Then pound yen. So pound yen, we had the pound interest rate where all of these losses which we had over here was regained. So the question is, how far can this go? How far can this rise to the upside go for this week? Well, if we draw a trend line over here, we see this trend line is really steep, but very possible that we could be doing a pushback here and then continue all the way up. So that could be a first scenario over here where we could be coming all the way down and then probably doing a U-turn before we actually come all the way up into this area of 199,500. So let us keep an eye and watch on that. So I do think we could be pushing all the way up here for this coming week, 199,500. So let's also keep an eye watch on that. Then let's look at pound dollar. So pound dollar also did the same thing. It's like it's erasing all those losses that it had from close to the end of July, where we kept on going into a downward trend. So for this coming week, I will be conservative, really, really conservative, where I think we could even be coming all the way up here, especially if we do have some crazy news coming this week. So 35750, we could be reaching that for the end of the week if things go really well. or we could be pushing back into this area right here as a pullback around 33750. So let's mind these levels 33750 as a nice pullback area before actually coming all the way up here to 35750, or we could just continue all the way up to 35750. Then let's look at gold. So gold, we finally broke through this bullish flag pattern, which went really well. So indeed, the patterns do work sometimes. So yeah, this is what happened, but it has been really choppy. Let's be honest with that. Gold has been really choppy, but we have broken right through this. But it's not clear yet. But either ways, we could be looking for a continuation all the way up. We're still aiming for 3440. So a low stop loss right above here could be great, aiming for the upside at 3440. And if there's a reversal that's supposed to take place, it will go and breach right below here to 3350, and then maybe still punch all the way up to 3440. That's also a second scenario on gold. Now let's look at NAS 100. So NAS 100 has been in a pickle. Wait, I think I talked about this. This was weird. All right. I don't know what I said on Wednesday, but we seem to be right back into this area. I think I talked about this scandal, right, being filled or something, and this being our support level. Yeah, something like that. But overall, we are making a new high next week, guys. Just buy NAS 100. Don't even waste time because we are literally making a new high. So everything to the upside is a buy. So if you do have any pullbacks in here, then new high, here we come, 23700. Aim for that level. Nothing else can stop you. This is just a very small movement. So buys going to the upside are good, are good. They're really good. So aim for that. And be careful though. There could be like some serious pullbacks that can happen coming all the way down to 400, rather 400, even as far as 200. But I don't think we're gonna go way below these levels right here of 200 as a pullback. So this could even be an area of where you can literally stop your loss so that you don't lose any more, to stop the bleeding. This is an area where you can call it quits. But overall, this week, I do think we're going to make a new high and go right past this, even probably reaching 23800. So that is my anticipation on NAS 100. Let's look at Bitcoin right now. So Bitcoin is back up into this area around 119,000, basically 119,000. And yeah, it is forming really well, where trend lines seem to be very much respected, like this trend line right here. And if you want, we can also draw like this trend line right here. So there are literally two trend lines that want to be broken. This is just a literal sign that these trend lines want to be broken. So the first trend line over here will signal that we're supposed to break right through. So this could be a nice entry point if we do break it, and a high stop loss of there, then we could be aiming to even look to break this trend line over here. So we might actually be seeing Bitcoin, excuse me. So we might actually be seeing Bitcoin come all the way to 115, just right into this area. So let's anticipate this move. This move is definitely going to happen, but we just first need this trend line to be broken, because this can go even parabolic all the way up to the top and make a new high. So we need to wait for this trend line to be broken. Once this trend line is broken, then we could be seeing ourselves coming all the way down to 115,000 on Bitcoin. Then let's look at Ethereum. So Ethereum has broken out of this consolidation, pushed all the way up, How far can we go? I think we're gonna be making a new high for this week, right above 343.50, I think, somewhere there. Yeah, we could be coming all the way up here for this week. Yeah, we look to be wanting to make a new high overall. And would I be saying I'm be looking for shorts? Well, not at all. I think Ethereum right now is really strong. So this high coming all the way up here is a very, very, very high possibility. So let's keep an eye and watch on that. We might have some minor pullbacks, but overall we might go even past 4,350, even going to 4,400. So this is where our analysis comes to an end this evening. I hope you enjoyed today's forecast for the week. And don't forget, we have the Sunset 40 where you get 40% off all instant funded accounts. Discount ends on the August the 16th, which will be the Saturday. So you have this whole week, this whole midweek to take advantage of this and get your 40% off discount or instant funded accounts. Apart from that, I hope you have a lovely week and a lovely trading week and be safe out there. I will be seeing you all on Wednesday where we will see how the market turned out and how our predictions worked out for the rest of the week. Apart from that, stay safe and happy trading.